Governor State University hosted a midterm elections and civic issues event that was aimed at raising awareness on today's most pressing topics. The event was led by Governor State's Dr. Sattar from Sociology and Dr. Good from Communication Studies, all in collaboration with students for campus civic engagement.
Hi, I'm Dr. Janie Good. I'm a professor of Communication Studies.
I'm Dr. Fatima Sattar, Assistant Professor of Sociology in our Anthropology and Sociology program.
We are the chairs of the Campus Civic Engagement Committee. We'd like to bring opportunities for students to discuss politics and also to learn about midterms that are coming up and registering to vote and party identification.
There were several students who gave presentations, including ones from Dr. Sattar's classes.
I think the different topics that each of our presentations covered were super important for us college students of any age to be aware of and be educated on.
The organizers say that their goal was to encourage informed discussions and bringing awareness to help students better understand the issues that shape our upcoming elections and public policies. For GovState News, this is Jalen Pugh.
At the Governor State University Performing Arts Center, students are taking the stage with a high-energy performance celebrating the past, present, and future of jazz. The production called All That Jazz brings together student dancers, choreographers, and performers for a night of movement and storytelling. The university's theater and performance program recently presented All That Jazz, directed by Megan Lindsay, a student-driven dance showcase featuring multiple choreographed pieces performed by campus dancers.
I would say, because this is my third or fourth time dancing with the GSU Dance Company for our main stage show, and I would say this has been probably the most fun. It was definitely a big variety, so it was just really good to be able to do different genres. So even though it was all that jazz, it was different styles of jazz, different eras of jazz, different perceptions of jazz, so it was definitely a ride.
The production highlights a range of styles and themes with choreography created by students and faculty.
So I choreographed Strange Fruit, and my inspiration was, I think there's a lot of social injustice happening in the world, especially in the Black community. So I kind of wanted to raise awareness of some of that, but using the style of jazz. So I used Strange Fruit as my way as doing my call to action, right, to the community and kind of like talking about some of those things that we're missing.
From expressive contemporary pieces to high-energy jazz numbers, performers take audiences through more than 10 routines across 2 acts. The show features dancers from across the university, including members of the GovState Jaguars drill team, showcasing their talent in pieces like Stormy Days and Love That Jazz. Each routine tells a different story, exploring emotion, identity, and the power of movement.
It's being on stage versus practice. So like when we have tech, getting on stage and you're in full costumes, there's lights, it's really hard to see, and it's really hard to like gauge spacing because it's like you might be too far off to the left, you might be too off to the right, so it's like, ooh, okay, it's a lot, and then I have to give everything. I have to give energy, I have to give my face, I have to give a persona, I have to give my moves, I have to make sure that I'm looking at you, I have to make sure I look down on certain moves, so it's just everything combined together. It's very hard.
Organizers say productions like this give students a chance to build experience both on stage and behind the scenes, working with lighting, costumes, and stage design to bring the performance to life. For the dancers, the show is more than just entertainment. It's a celebration of creativity, collaboration, and the legacy of jazz performance. I'm Kay Eisen with GovState News.
Auditions are underway for an upcoming talent show at Governor State University.
I try to be the biggest person, but I felt small. Felt like a tree a day. Now you want to see me fall? You know that feeling when you about to run over that brick wall. That's me every time when I write a song. Come for me, they ain't never catching me over my dead body.
Students are stepping up to showcase their abilities for a chance to perform in the talent show on April 22nd. Singers, dancers, actors, musicians, rappers, and spoken word artists are all taking the stage during the auditions.
Right now, we're off to a red hot start as people who came to audition for the talent show didn't come to play. They took the job serious and came through with their voices ready, so I can only be excited about what's going to happen on April 22nd at 6 p.m. in E-Lounge. Come see what all your peers are working hard toward, and come see what kind of prizes they'll win for showing out in the talent show.
The event highlights creativity and individuality as performers share their talents in front of the campus community. Those selected during auditions will return to perform in the full talent show later this semester. This has been Noah Norris for GovState News.
At Governor State University, the Transformation Gospel Choir hosted its Evolution of Gospel game night. The event brought students together for a night of music, games, and community. All of this is giving a chance for students to relax during the semester while celebrating Black history. Students and attendees were able to listen to music, participate in games and trivia, and take part in other activities throughout the event.
Oftentimes the day can be stressful, but when you come together with a group of people and have fun and talk about music and culture, it can definitely make the day go a lot better. So I think that was the best part of the event.
Organizers say that the goal was to create a fun and welcoming space where students could connect and unwind. For GovState News, I'm Jalen Pia.
Good evening. My name is Brittany Blakemore, reporting the massive pipe collapse near Washington, spilling nearly 300 million gallons of raw sewage into the Potomac River on January 19th. The collapse occurred along the Potomac near the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal. While trying to repair the collapse, DC Water found a large rock dam blocking the sewer pipe. The removal process can take 4 to 6 weeks. The DC Water spokesperson Sherry Lewis said in an email that the company will not be able to assess the damage and determine a timeline for full repair until the blockage is removed. Clean water advocates are calling on public officials to issue a public health warning. A group working in collaboration with the University of Maryland scientists said that the water testings from samples collected 9 days after the pipe collapse showed fecal bacterial levels more than 2,700 times the safe limit established by Maryland and Virginia. According to the statement from DC Water, until the pipe is repaired, there's still residual risks. This is Brittany Blakemore reporting for Jaguar News at Noon.
It's time to get cell phones out of the classroom.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is proposing new legislation aimed to protect children online.
I'm proposing the Children's Social Media Safety Act, a common-sense proposal to decrease the harmful effects of social media on kids, improve their safety and privacy online, and prevent financial scamming of children. Social media algorithms have been proven to create mental health issues in adolescents and foster polarization and misinformation in society as a whole.
Pritzker also argues that social media companies profit off of Illinois users.
And they currently contribute nothing to ameliorate the negative effects of their platforms.
As part of the proposal, Pritzker is calling for a social media platform fee,
$200 million per year to support K-12 education.
The proposal was originally announced February 19th, 2026, and has been creating debate since, among people, lawmakers, tech companies, and families statewide.
Parents and kids deserve to have better funded schools. And if social media giants are going to feed off of Illinois families, they ought to support Illinois families. Working together, parents and teachers in school districts like Champaign and Springfield and Peoria prohibited cell phones in classrooms already. 25 states, including Florida, California, Texas, and New York, have done this with bipartisan support. And it's time for Illinois to follow suit.
For GovState News, this is Jalen Pia. I'm at the McCormick Place in Chicago where they are having C2E2. The Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, also known as C2E2, was held during the weekend of March 27th through the 29th at the McCormick Place in Chicago. This annual convention celebrates communities and fans. Whether you are into comics, anime, manga, art, video games, movies, television, and more, you aren't alone. This event might be for you. The event draws a wide range of attendees, including artists, cosplayers, celebrities, and fans from all across the country. C2E2 also hosts panels and meet and greets with your favorite actors, artists, and more. Majority of those who came participated in cosplaying, creating a strong cosplay presence throughout the event, promoting inclusivity and community. Organizers say that this convention is a space for people to connect over shared interests, explore different forms of media, and meet creators and industry professionals. The event is also popular among college students and campus organizations looking to engage with pop culture and creative communities.
This is GovState News. This is Jalen Peel.
Dangerous storms moved through northern Illinois Tuesday night, bringing tornadoes, hail, and heavy rain to parts of the Chicago area and surrounding communities. The storm moved quickly through the region, triggering multiple warnings and leaving damage in several communities. A tornado was reported near Kankakee County, where strong winds knocked down trees, damaged buildings, and scattered debris across neighborhoods.
Looked out the window and I seen that pine tree fly up, so I took off running.
Emergency crews responded throughout the night, working to assess damage and clear roads as residents dealt with the aftermath. In Chicago and the surrounding suburbs, heavy rain and intense storms raised concerns about localized flooding, especially in low-lying areas. Residents also reported large hail, with some stones reaching significant sizes and causing damage to cars, roofs, and windows. While the storm moved out the area later in the evening, officials are reminding residents to stay alert as severe weather season begins to cross the Midwest. I'm Kay Eisen with GovState News.
New York City will never tolerate violence, whether from protests or counter-protests.
An anti-Islam protest in front of New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani's home resulted in an explosive device being thrown and the arrest of 2 suspects. On Saturday, March 7th, an anti-Islam protest made up of around 20 people were met by a counter-protest of around 125 people, and tensions began to escalate. Around 12:30 p.m., a suspect threw an ignited device towards the group, and it landed on a crosswalk where it smoked briefly before extinguishing itself. A second device was dropped on a street where officers were standing as the suspects ran. 2 suspects, aged 18 and 19 from Pennsylvania, were arrested and are now facing federal charges.
2 men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Kayumi, traveled from Pennsylvania and attempted to bring violence to New York City.
Mayor Mamdani and his wife were not home at the time of the incident. This is Connie Du Bois with GovState News.
A dignified transfer ceremony was held to honor 6 United States soldiers who were killed earlier this week in Kuwait while serving their country. Among those being remembered was Captain Cody Cork, whose service and sacrifice was recognized as his remains were returned to the United States. The ceremony took place at Dover Air Force Base, where family members, military leaders, and government officials gathered to pay their respects. Attending the ceremony were Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who joined the families of the fallen soldiers during the solemn event. During the ceremony, a military honor guard carefully carried the flag-draped transfer cases from the aircraft as families and officials stood silently in respect. The dignified transfer is a long-standing military tradition that honors service members who lose their lives while serving the United States. For the families, the ceremony represents a moment of national recognition for their loved ones' dedication and sacrifice. The 6 soldiers are being remembered for their service, bravery, and commitment to protecting the country. The ceremony served as a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made by members of the U.S. military and the families who support them. This has been Noah Norris for GovState News.
A wildfire broke out across the state of Oklahoma on Tuesday, February 17th, and continued across the state and into Kansas. The fire, being called the Ranger Road Fire, started in Beaver County, Oklahoma, and burned through more than 283,000 acres of land. Thousands of people were evacuated in Inglewood and Ashland, Kansas, and at least 4 firefighters were injured. Heavy smoke from the fires also caused travel in the area to be hazardous. Wind gusts in the plains were 60 to 71 miles per hour, and they swept gusts of dust and dirt into neighboring areas, impacting visibility and causing brownouts. The fire was declared fully contained on Tuesday, February 24th, and relief fundraisers are being planned for ranchers and families who were impacted. This is Connie Du Bois with GovState News.
President Donald Trump has announced the firing of Kristi Noem from her position as Secretary of the United States Department of Homeland Security. The decision was confirmed by the White House, though officials have not yet released full details about the reason for her removal. Noem had been responsible for overseeing major areas such as border security, immigration enforcement, cybersecurity, disaster response, and protecting the nation from potential threats. Her dismissal marks a significant leadership change at one of the federal government's largest and most critical agencies. Administration officials say an acting secretary will temporarily lead the department while the president considers a replacement. Leadership changes at the agency can influence policies related to immigration, national security, and emergency preparedness. The Department of Homeland Security plays a key role in coordinating federal responses to national emergencies and security threats. The White House is expected to release additional details about the transition and possible candidates for the position in the next coming days. This has been Noah Norris for GovState News.
New information is being released following the arrest of golf legend Tiger Woods after a rollover car crash in Florida late last week. Details from the arrest were made public on Tuesday, outlining what deputies observed when they arrived at the scene. According to the report, Woods was found inside his vehicle and showed signs consistent with impairment. Deputies noted that he appeared drowsy, had bloodshot eyes, and struggled to complete a series of field sobriety tests. Investigators say Woods told the officers he became distracted shortly before the crash. He reportedly stated he was looking at his phone and adjusting the radio and did not realize that traffic ahead of him had slowed. During a search, deputies reported finding hydrocodone pills in Woods' possession. He told the officers he had not consumed alcohol, but he had taken prescription medication earlier that day.
The answer is yes. So on scene, we had DRE experts evaluating him, and they believed from on scene that he was not impaired on alcohol. They believed it was some type of medication or drug. And again, at the jail, he cooperated with the he cooperated with the breathalyzer, and then the urine he wanted no part of.
No other vehicles were involved in the crash, and no injuries were reported. The incident remains under investigation, and no additional details about court proceedings have been released at this time. I'm Kate Eisen with GovState News.
Gasoline prices in the United States and around the world are beginning to rise as global oil markets react to escalating tensions involving Iran. Energy markets have responded quickly to the growing uncertainty, with crude oil prices climbing to multi-month highs as traders worry about potential disruptions to oil supplies from the Middle East. Much of the concern is focused on the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow but strategically important waterway where roughly 1/5 of the world's oil shipments pass each day.
I'm not even filling up right now. I'm just barely, trying to get by with, putting 20 in, but that's not going to last all week. So yeah, it's crazy.
The national average price of gasoline in the United States has now risen above $3 per gallon, with some areas already seeing higher prices. Energy analysts say gas prices could continue to climb in the coming days and weeks if tensions remain high and oil supplies become more limited. This has been Noah Norris for GovState News.
It's not flying cars, but flying taxis may soon become a reality. Joby Aviation, an aircraft company, recently had showcased their electric air taxi with a test flight over San Francisco. It was able to fly past recognizable landmarks like the Golden State Bridge. The aircraft at this time can carry only one pilot and up to 4 passengers using the electric vertical takeoff and landing technology. Joby CEO and founder Joe Ben Bevert says that since he was a little boy, he had always envisioned flying cars.
It's here and it's happening right now, and so today is a landmark achievement for our company and a dream come true for me.
The company says that their goal is to cut transportation travel times, turning what could be an hour-long drive into about 10 minutes in the air. The Federal Aviation Administration selected Joby for a pilot program, with limited operations expected to start in several states within the next few months. Joby says that their long-term goal is to make future air taxi rides comparable in cost to services like Uber Black. For GovState News, I'm Jalen Pio.
A Senate race is intersecting with a labor dispute as Democratic candidate Graham Planter made an appearance on a strike line this week. Planters spent time with the members of the Bath Marines Draftsmen's Association, bringing attention to their ongoing walkout. The strike has raised concerns over wages and working conditions, drawing interest beyond the local level. Planters' presence adds political weight to the situation as negotiations remain stalled.
Strikes happen because people know that they are not getting what they deserve. They're not getting their fair share. I mean, the concerns are the fact that they're being given essentially peanuts by a company that makes a hell of a lot of money. And they're being told that they can't be given any more, even though we all know that they can because the profit margins are the profit margins.
Union leaders and company officials have yet to reach an agreement. This has been Noah Norris for GovState News.
City leaders in Reno say a new AI system could help make 911 dispatchers faster and more efficient. The technology is designed to handle routine, non-emergency calls, freeing up trained dispatchers to focus on life-threatening situations. The City of Reno is introducing a new AI voice assistant to help manage non-emergency calls to its public safety dispatch center. Instead of speaking directly with a dispatcher, callers with non-urgent concerns will first interact with the automated system. The voice assistant will collect basic details before routing the call to the appropriate department.
If there is a repeatable workload that can be diverted to a tool that then provides a caller who's already maybe been pre-screened, or it gathers just basic information and can provide that to the dispatcher, that takes time off the calls, that makes them more available for 911 calls.
City officials say the system will also transcribe conversations in real time. That feature could help dispatchers better understand callers who may be difficult to hear, have heavy accents, or are calling from noisy environments. Leaders emphasize the technology will not replace emergency dispatchers. All 911 calls will be handled by trained professionals. Officials say the new system is designed to streamline the dispatch process and improve response times for emergency calls across Reno. I'm Kate Eisen with GovState News.
On February 28th, the United States and Israel launched an attack against Iran, killing Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in an attack at his office in Tehran. 24 out of 31 provinces in Iran were targeted, specifically sites that contained missile infrastructure, military sites, and military leaders. In retaliation, Iran has struck U.S. military bases in the surrounding countries, Bahrain, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, as well as Israeli military bases. Israel claims they attacked Iran preemptively to remove threats against the State of Israel, while the U.S. claims they had to act preemptively because they knew what Israel was going to do and expected Iran to attack U.S. forces. As of March 19th, there have been 1,444 people killed and 18,551 people injured in Iran. 17 people killed and 3,727 people injured in Israel, and 13 U.S. soldiers killed and 200 injured. The conflict is ongoing. This is Connie Du Bois with GovState News.
Hollywood is mourning the loss of actor Chuck Norris, known for his iconic roles and larger-than-life persona. Norris became a symbol of strength both on and off screen. Fans gathered to honor him, leaving flowers at his Hollywood Walk of Fame star as tributes poured in across social media. Pop star Justin Timberlake is taking legal action following his recent DUI arrest. Timberlake is reportedly suing over the release of videos connected to the incident, raising questions about privacy and media access in high-profile cases. Reports are circulating that Zendaya and her Spider-Man co-star Tom Holland may be married, according to comments from her stylist Laura Roach, though the couple has yet to officially confirm the news. Bruno Mars is also being honored. MGM Resorts announced that a street in Las Vegas will be named after him, recognizing his impact on the city's entertainment scene and his long-running residency success. Over in Hollywood, comedian Gabriel Iglesias, also known as Fluffy, has received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. celebrating his decades-long career in stand-up and entertainment. Singer and actress Brandy Norwood was also honored this week with her own Walk of Fame star, marking her lasting influence in both music and television.
Back then, I was just a little girl with a big dream. But growing up in Hollywood made those dreams feel close enough to touch. Seeing the stars on the Walk of Fame lit something in me. It made me believe. It made me affirm over my own life. I'm gonna sing my way onto one of these stars. And I did.
In music, global sensation BTS is once again dominating the charts. According to Billboard and Variety, their latest album is a major hit worldwide. The group also held a free concert in South Korea, released a documentary, and premiered a new concert film in 2026 on Netflix. Fans won't have to wait long to see them either, as BTS is set to tour the United States this April. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is coming out this April. The film is expected to bring the game to life, following Mario on a space-themed adventure filled with familiar characters, action-packed challenges, and family-friendly humor. The Michael Jackson biopic is also coming out this April. The film is expected to explore his rise to global stardom, from his early days with the Jackson 5 to becoming the king of pop. It will also highlight his groundbreaking music, signature performances, and lasting cultural impact. With high expectations from fans and critics alike, the biopic aims to deliver both a celebration of his artistry and a deeper look into his life behind the legend. That's it for your Hollywood Buzz. I'm Kay Eisen with GovState News.
On Sunday, March 15th, the 98th Annual Academy Awards took place at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, Los Angeles. Hosted by comedian and former Tonight Show host Conan O'Brien, this year's Oscars was filled with laughs, familiar faces, and a tight competition for Best Picture. Some standouts of the night included O'Brien's opening, honoring all the films nominated for Best Picture, Javier Bardem wearing a pin protesting the current war with Iran,
No to war and free Palestine.
and remarks from presenter Jimmy Kimmel referencing an incident from the previous year.
As you know, there are some countries whose leaders don't support free speech. I'm not at liberty to say which. Let's just leave it at North Korea and CBS.
There were touching tributes for stars that have left us in the past year, with speeches given by Rachel McAdams and Barbra Streisand. A history-making moment of the night was the award for cinematography, going to Autumn Dorald Arkapaw for Sinners. She was the first woman and first woman of color to win this award. The winners in major categories were Jessie Buckley for Best Actress for her performance in Hamnet, Michael B. Jordan for Best Actor for his performance in Sinners. Best Director went to Paul Thomas Anderson for his film One Battle After Another. And the most anticipated award of the night, Best Picture, went to One Battle After Another. This is Connie Du Bois with GovState News.